In last lecture, we studied about plant breeding methods to develop high yielding varieties. In today's lecture, we will be basically focusing on green revolution. So this revolution changed the food scenario of our country. Due to the introduction of the green revolution, there was a quantum surge in the food production, like wheat production rose from 11 million tons to 75 million tons, and rice production rose from 35 million tons to 89.5 million tons. The main reason was development of high yielding crop varieties, and the breakthrough was the development of a dwarf variety of wheat, Mexican dwarf variety of wheat by Dr. Norman E. Borlaug, who is known as the father of green revolution. Also, development of a dwarf variety of rice IR8 in IRRI Philippines, International Rice Research Institute. So, also in India, there were introduction of new varieties like Sonalika and Kalyan Sona, hybrid varieties of wheat, Jaya and Ratna, rice hybrid varieties. Similarly, a breakthrough was there by developing a new hybrid variety of sugarcane by crossing Saccharum barberry, which is grown in North India, with a Saccharum officinarum having thick stem, high sugar content. And this hybrid, which was developed, had all the good properties of Saccharum officinarum and could be grown in North India. Likewise, the high yielding millet varieties were there, like bajra, jwar, ragi. So, India became self-reliant because of this green revolution. After this development of very high yielding varieties, though the crop production increased, but at times these improved crop varieties also, they are showing low production. The main reason is due to so many diseases, plant diseases, which are attacking them. Like this, these are 3 fungal diseases: blast of rice, red rot of sugarcane, late blight of potato. These are fungal diseases lowering the crop production. Same way, there are bacterial diseases, like these are the rot of cabbage and bacterial rot and wilting disease. Then these are viral diseases, tobacco mosaic virus and turnip mosaic virus. So just developing high yielding is not enough. We have to develop high yielding disease resistant varieties. How can it be done? For that, first of all, a detailed study of that causative organism should be done, so that these varieties could be developed by studying their genetic makeup. So, this plant breeding technique is more focused and targeted, which could be done by conventional breeding methods or by new methods like mutation breeding. The aim is same, altering the genetic makeup. So conventional breeding methods includes hybridization, artificial hybridization and artificial selection, as we studied in the previous lecture. Here we are developing the disease resistant varieties. The technique is same: collection of germplasm, selection of the disease resistant parents, then the hybridization of disease resistant parents, selection of the disease resistant hybrids, and then releasing it as a new variety. This table is very important. It is given in your book. It shows various types of disease resistant hybrid varieties. First one is Himgiri, a variety of wheat which is resistant to fungal diseases like leaf rust, stipe rust, hill bunt. Likewise, the second one is Pusa subra, a variety of cabbage which is resistant to bacterial diseases like black rot, curl disease. Then next one is Pusa komal, which is a variety of cowpea resistant to bacterial blight disease. And the last one is Pusa sadabahar, which is a variety of chili which is resistant to viral diseases like tobacco mosaic virus and leaf curl disease. So in this method, conventional method, we generally take the low yielding variety which is disease resistant, that is wild relative, and then that agronomic trait is passed on to our high yielding variety by the method of artificial hybridization followed by artificial selection, so that our high yielding cultivar also becomes disease resistant. A very good example is of Parbhani Kranti. It is resistant to yellow mosaic virus, and that resistance has come from a wild relative of its high yielding variety. So though by a conventional method we can produce disease resistant varieties, but there are many limitations because there are very few number of disease resistant varieties already available, and it's a cumbersome long process. So we can switch over to a better scientific process called mutation breeding. In mutation breeding, we first study the base sequence which is responsible for the disease in that crop, and then with the targeted irradiation we can alter that particular sequence and that resistant variety can be developed. So these chemicals are called as mutagens, or there might be some radiations which can be used like gamma radiations for this process, and the altered genetic makeup of the parents can be tested in the offspring for that particular desirable trait. And if we get the desirable trait, then through artificial selection and further breeding we can develop new varieties. For example, a variety of mung bean was developed which was resistant to yellow mosaic virus as well as powdery mildew. So in the next section we will be studying about the pest resistance. Okay.